the then and now with the boys. Hobbies and lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
This is my hobby and lifestyle.
Exactly. That's what I got.
Go ahead and start the episode there. Here I am, James Hopper with the Associates Production. Or no, that's what. Do it every time. Hold on. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
There it is.
That's my hobby and lifestyle.
Yeah.
James Hopper here with another episode of Real Talk with Real Man. I got my co-host with me, Kyle Stanley, and I got the new guy with me, Jay Hatch. How you doing, fam? You know what I
What's
mean?
going on, my man?
And today's episode of Real Talk with Men, we are doing hobbies and lifestyle.
Right.
Hobbies and lifestyle. Hobbies. Let's start with hobbies. I'll start because I love talking about my Legos.
Okay.
I was a Lego kid growing up, and I don't know what it is about model cars or model planes and stuff like that. I like building things, taking them apart, building things, taking them apart. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when it comes to that kind of stuff, I don't know what it is. It comes to the point where I don't need the instructions. I can build it up without the instructions, take it apart, build it up.
Imagination.
Yeah. And then I build like several different items with it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, insane. I don't know if it's insane. It's just the way my brain works, if that makes sense. So I try to get my son to do it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't.
Not the same.
It's not the same.
It always is like
it's not the same. Because I'm very particular where pieces go, and he'll just put stuff together, and I'd be like, it don't go like that. Like, well, I like it like that.
You
like,
taking the fun out of it.
I know, man.
You being the Grinch.
It don't go like that, Dick.
I hated guys like you when I was young.
Right.
I hated it, man.
You can't never play and be free.
Dude, you remember going to Ventures and you see the Batman plane on the box?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, when I get home, I'm going to make that.
Right.
And then I make like a brick, and then I would throw it against the wall. Cause I hated guys like you who were just good at stuff.
Right.
I'm trying to read the instructions. Like, why is it coming out the right way?
And not even coming out
But
similar.
that, for me, though, it was like a natural thing. Because then, and
then he bragged about it.
Like, people hate going to IKEA.
Yeah.
I love IKEA.
So
don't
all
ask
that tedious.
I know, man.
Meticulous.
I know, man. I'll buy a dresser,
You're a
big ass
clock
dresser,
maker.
and put that thing together by myself.
I hated guys like him.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm kind of like that. I can hyper focus in on certain shit. Like I used to draw when I was younger.
Yeah, I can see
Still possess the talent, but just rough and rusty, having out of practice for so long. But when I do like portraits and things like that, I like to really hone in on details, take time to really focus that out and make it flush. Last thing I drew was a portrait of my little sister, but I didn't finish that because doing hair, doing eyes, doing lips, by the time you spent months on it, you're like, God damn, I got half a face, but I done devoted all this time to that. Let me pick up something else, and then I'm on to the next subject. I get very distracted and come back to my hobbies months at a time sometimes. So
That's dope. Okay, well, look, see both of y'all, man. That's dope that you can build things. So I knew guys like you, and that's a super dope talent. Drawing. I couldn't remember those essays in school?
Yeah.
I couldn't do those till senior year. So now I feel like the super ordinary guy in a room full of experts.
You got your talents.
I don't, man. Look, I like writing. I mean,
That's
I do
a
that
talent.
oftentimes, man. I'll write. I've always been into like thoughts in my head, putting them on paper.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like ideas.
Okay.
So obviously I'm into that. Junior, to the point that you make, he's actually slightly different. He's like completely identical to me with anything. Okay. So he's a thinker. He's you met Junior. He talks. Yeah. He can't, since he's been born, he's been talking just like me. So we'll sit down, get to breaking down ideas that we have, the new Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
So he's breaking down the whole, how it's going away from the actual Marvel, because he's in the comics like I was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So he's breaking down how it's different. It's like, it's too much cussing for me, Dad. They don't need all of that. Hone in on the character. Like, shut up. Just shut up to enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, you sound like me. I was like, this is why I don't have friends. I want you to have friends.
Build your own friend.
Clearly, we're going to be each other's friend forever.
I'm going to be Ace Boone in the pickup
So
truck.
for me, man, writing, like I know me and him, we did a book that we never actually did anything with, but we had an idea for a book, and he helped me with it. You know what I'm saying? Like a superhero book.
Yeah.
And so the premise was the kid was born with the superpowers, and the dad lost his when he had the kid. And so the only time they would work with each other is when they were together.
Yeah.
And so it's a concept. And don't nobody steal that. But, you know,
You're right.
I'm already stealing it, man.
That's like,
you do know I make movies for a living.
And so that's the concept. And so we wrote that. It was like probably 20 pages. And so we put that together, but didn't do anything with it.
That's dope.
Just had it
no, it's still there. As long as it's in print, bro, you still got it.
Yeah. So that's it. That's what I do, right?
Right.
What about lifestyle? Like as real men, what were some lifestyles? Because obviously going out there chasing tail every single day, every single night.
The best thing in the world.
Yeah.
if you able.
I'm poor. I just can't because I'm poor. I got to go to work sometimes.
Exactly.
But lifestyle. I don't know.
Shit.
Would you consider work a lifestyle?
Work is.
I don't know. I don't think working a 9 to 5 as a job that you hate would be a lifestyle. I don't think that's something we want to promote.
That's fair.
And the whole encompassing of lifestyle, that's part of it.
Yeah.
True. And I think hate.
Spend time.
I think hate is a mindset. Like what I do now probably isn't where I want to be.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy the people. You know what I mean? Yeah. I enjoy being able to put money in my pocket.
Yes.
And the people cool. Like I think the atmosphere plays a huge part.
Very much so.
You know what I'm saying? But I do agree, promoting a 9 to 5, even if you love it. I think working with somebody else, period. Working with, you know what I'm saying, versus working for.
Yes.
Is always a tough one for me.
Different dynamic. Yes. Very much so. I like to do the family thing. I always, attend your workplaces and make your money where you have to, whatever that looks like for you. Conventional job, entrepreneurship, hustling on the side, whatever it is.
Right.
Doing all that, but cooking. I love to cook.
Come on, lay in, man. Lay in, because I don't like how you play it down. Have you ever had this cooking?
I've seen his cooking on Facebook. I heard him talk about his cooking on Facebook.
Brother went to years ago. Young lady I was dating at the time went to his crib for the AFC Championship game. I'm blitzed already. I'm drunk, completely blitzed. I promise you, the liquor didn't make me pass out. I get done eating. He made like a gumbo with like these biscuits with like crab in. Dude, whatever it was, it should be like at a restaurant in New York City. Dude, I'm eating, and I feel bad. His wife's in there, and he invite me in his home. I'm like on bowl number 2.
That's
they still finishing bowl 1. I'm like, what is? Because he said he could cook.
Over his family, though.
Brother, he can
that's
cook.
How it's supposed to go.
He can cook. I've never met a man cook that good.
I'm trying,
and that's not hope. That's no hype. I've never met a man cook that good.
I love to cook. You got to eat, so getting good at cooking yields me eating more, and that's where I struggle with my weight and health. So, I love to indulge in fat and greasy nastiness, but I'm trying to be more health conscious. My wife is helping me with that, but that's part of lifestyle, trying to incorporate more fruits and veggies all the damn time, but trying to avoid Freddy's when I can.
Oh, dude, I love Freddy's.
Trying to stay out the Chinese spot when I can.
I had Chinese yesterday.
I had to fight it. I just kept driving.
Man. They get a donation from me on a weekly basis. Oh, brother. They gets a donation.
I'll say with lifestyle, a lot of it has to do with consistency. Like, what are you doing on a consistent basis to even maintain the lifestyle that you have, or to obtain the lifestyle that you want?
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's like, work on business, work on the business, work on the business to even maintain the kind of lifestyle that I wanted in my goals to begin with.
Yeah,
that's true.
All of that kind of encompasses part of the lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you're not so much as achieving lifestyle, it's a lifestyle.
You're working it out.
It's the style of your life, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think to that point, man, oftentimes, especially, I think this is with all people, but since we're talking men, I think oftentimes where men struggle with advancing in their life or creating the lifestyle they want, nobody ever knows the position to play. Like, everybody want to be Batman. Don't make for a good show if I got 6 Batman on the screen.
Right.
You need a Robin, you need an Alfred, you gotta
know how to support.
You gotta know how to play what your position is and be good at it. And I think men struggle with that. Like sometimes, certain men, you know what I mean? Like you get into a pocket where you just know what you're good at. Everybody's not gonna be the guy.
Right.
That's just a fact.
And how do you deal with that when you're not?
How do you accept that?
How do you pass the ball when you ain't the shooter?
And if you are the guy that's the guy, how do you accept that you are the guy and you don't burn up the position?
You ain't overgassing everybody.
Straight up.
Delicate balance.
So I read it in a recent, I guess, study where everybody wants to be the creator, but then everybody doesn't know how to create. But then it's perfectly fine not to be a creator, but to hop on somebody else's creation and make it better. And I give the example of Steve Jobs. So Steve Jobs actually never created anything in Apple. He just ran Apple. He was over people that created all the stuff in Apple, but he wasn't like the one that actually created any innovations of
I didn't know that.
of the Apple products. You know what I mean? So it's like you got the head of the table, but then you don't necessarily. Everybody wants to be at the head of the table, but you don't have to be. You could be at the bottom of the table, just helping the head of the table. You know what I mean? Same thing. Go ahead.
Go ahead. But to that ideology, I never felt like I had to be the head of the table myself. I kind of was quiet, subtle, more of a observative person in any setting or surrounding. Before I open my mouth and make myself the center of attention, I'm gonna observe everyone else in the room, see where I can fill in and what I can do. You know what I'm saying? Where I can stand out possibly. So I never got envious of the guy getting all the attention. You know, I observe that. I see how people treat the guy getting all the attention. I see how people try and exploit power at the same time. So it's like, okay, do I want that lifestyle that he's living? Even though he's getting all the accolades, all the fame, all the attention, do I want that? Is he happy? Is he satisfied? You know what I'm saying? I always sit back and look at things like that before I make my move. So I kind of would not say everyone does want the attention, because there are people like myself that like to play the background, are good at being support. And then me, oftentimes, I play support so well that people start to take notice and be like, hey, you should start coming up to the front. We actually need you to play point. We actually need you to stand in because we don't like, oh boy. And you have more of the personality we looking for. So, you know, by being a position player, you might get that shine because you held down your position so well. Even though it wasn't main scorer Michael Jordan or whoever.
Yeah, but with that being said, do you take the spot? Or, you know?
It depends on what it looks like, man. Just like with, you know, graduating and advancing in the workplace, sometimes going up into management and leadership is not always appetizing, even though there's incentive. You got money, you got holidays and things like that you can take, but the quality of life, the stress, the emotional tax, the time away from home, it doesn't always balance out. So always be aware of yourself and what you want, and then see how that plays with whatever situation you're applying yourself to. Is it going to actually yield what I'm after, which you might be at a great paying job, but what you're really after is time at home. You know what I'm saying? Is it going to yield you that time at home or not? You got to be aware of what you're really trying to get out of it. So
that's true. Yeah, that's true. I know, to his point, you know, we went to school together. Like, I know, and you don't get this till you get older, you mature. Like, to your point, like being the person that, oftentimes, man, I was misunderstood when I was younger because the idea was that I wanted to always get attention. And the reality is I just had a personality. Like, I can't help I'm born with, like, I'm born this way. So oftentimes I would just be sharing an opinion, and then people who might not be as like, it wouldn't be as advantageous for them to step forward, would be like, Jay always got to talk. Nigga, no, I don't. Like, trust me, that's not the goal. Because to your point, I'm not good at saying no to people. So I would be a person that would be put in charge of something, and now I gotta say no to 3 out of the 6 people. I hate doing that. So now I'm stretching it out. I'm like, you know, hold on, let's think. I'm trying to help people. Like, hey, bro, get better. Like, come on, bro. I want to keep you.
I have to cut you.
Like, bro, they telling me I gotta cut you, bro. Like, and it sucked because. But to your point, nobody sees that guy. Like, it ain't until you meet people and you actually get to know who I am. Like, as conversation. And then people like, Jay ain't like that, bro. The majority of friends I've ever made, when they actually sit down and talk to me, I'd be like, Jay, really cool. Their impression of me, bro, this is some loud motherfucker. Like, he think he tough, he this, he that. Was never that. I was always a chill cat, bro. Like, or at least I try to be. Now I am. If I don't like what you're doing to me, I'm not gonna let you roll me over. But bro, I'm like this. Like, I will be the guy stacking the chairs all day. I have no problem being the dude stacking the chairs.
That's me.
I'm probably going to distract some people because I'm going to talk. We just going to be in the back talking. I politic with 3 people, 300 people. I'm a politic. But yeah, man. But it's so tough. And I feel bad, like, when I see, you know, you say you got a son, right? Son. You know, I got 4 boys. And I always look at them and I always, you know, I pray for them. I worry about them because I remember how tough it was being a man, being a young man. You know what I'm saying? And growing up and trying to figure yourself out. And, you know, we 80s babies where it's like, toughen up. You know, and you're like, bro, I might want to cry right now, bro. Like, this shit hurts my feelings, bro. I don't like how you talking to me, but you can't do that. And then you start becoming this image of yourself to present to people. right?
What you think you're supposed
what
to
you're
do.
supposed to look like, and then that drives your anxiety through the roof. That makes you uncomfortable.
Very much so.
Oh, bro. Like, and we never talk about how tough it is, like lifestyle. We never talk about how tough it is to be a man.
Yeah.
In this society,
Yeah.
black or
What
white
that means
or brown
to
or what,
you.
bruh. Yeah, man.
So here's a question: should we be letting our experiences affect our lifestyle?
I mean, there's no way to, but it's all in how you react. I think you got to work on yourself and temper yourself, mature yourself to respond intelligently to everything that you encounter the best way you can.
That's real.
You're going to encounter stimulus, good, negative, whatever it may be. How you react and counter that is what dictates, your trajectory, where you're going to go. So just people don't think that. They just think it's one off. One situation doesn't affect another. But I think of it more of a ripple effect or a butterfly effect, like how you always do something is how you're going to do anything. If you're always impatient, you're always going to be impatient with whatever you do. Trying to start a new hobby, trying to pay attention to a new class, trying to go to a new job, and maybe just express your patience with people. You're always going to get that anger. So you have to hone in on, why am I so impatient? What makes me so impatient? Start drawing out the reasons behind these type things and work on them. That will advance you to, okay, now that I'm better able to handle patience and being impatient, what can I do that fills my lifestyle and makes me feel satisfied knowing this about myself? With this newfound information about myself, what can I do to satisfy my needs and wants? So it's a never-ending work in progress of yourself, learning yourself.
That's real. If I may,
Right.
I think people, to his point, you got to know who you are.
Yeah.
Because patience could be valuable for one person and turns into procrastination in another. Like all things in life are dualities. You know what I'm saying? And so one person be like, I got to be more patient. And it's like, bro, God never, universe, whatever you want to call it, never wanted you to be patient. That's not you. You supposed to get up and go. That's you, right? And now you got some cat don't do nothing until he's 50 because he been working on patience since he was 30. Nigga, God never wanted you to be patient because he knew when you sit down for 2 seconds, it turned into 2 months. Patience don't work for you. You know what I mean? So I think it's knowing yourself.
Yeah.
And like not letting the world be like, patience is a virtue. So says that book for that person is for. Patience is a virtue for him. That might not be a virtue for me. So you gotta know yourself, I think,
Yeah, take the time to, which
Straight
is
up.
spending alone time.
100%.
I will advocate
Stop
that
listening
for
to people, bro.
a lot of people.
Bro, I've been on this since January.
Yeah.
If a person in 3 conversations, I live by this. If in 3 conversations, each conversation, and have them separated, right?
Yeah.
But in 3 conversations with a decent little amount of time in between the 3, if all of them come up with a criticism, that person ain't for you.
Yeah.
If every conversation in 3, nigga, we can't just talk the game.
Right.
At some point, you're gonna be like, Jay, you need to work on. It's the 3rd time you're gonna tell me something I need to work on.
Right. You trying to build me into something.
What kind of
You trying to shake
motivational?
me.
Yeah, bro.
You know
That's
what I'm
not. That ain't. I'm telling. Or you still can keep the relationship, but it should be probably an acquaintance,
But
maybe
be
not a
aware.
friendship. Yeah, straight up.
That's a red flag
Straight
that
up.
you should take heed of.
Straight up.
Yeah,
Straight
because
up.
that will start to taint your way of thinking.
Straight up.
And that will talk you out of your spot, so to speak. You might be sure about something or an idea or, trying to protect your aspirations. Hey, I really want to do this next week. You tell the homie and he like, man, that shit ain't gonna work, dog. And you know what I'm saying? That might talk you out of a good idea that's gonna work for you. If you got the faith in it, if you believe in it and you have the ambition to do it, go ahead,
Do it.
push it to the limit and experience for yourself.
Absolutely.
Experience it yourself, and then you see how you felt with it.
Straight
Were
up.
you satisfied or not?
Because win or lose, it's on you.
Right. That's going to outweigh anything that a person can tell you with their mouth, even if they've been there before to the mountaintop and came back. Their personal experience won't be yours. You got different tools, you got different abilities. So always go out and not be fearful to strike out on your own and safeguard your own ideas and stay true to your heart in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Because people will always tell you what didn't work for them and how it's not going to work for you. And that will keep you small. That will keep you caged and confined in your thoughts and in your reality.
One of the main partners at the gig, I remember him saying, we were talking business. They're like, man, you need to find something different, innovate. Like a couple guys be trying to start things on the side. And he said, why you need to start something new? Just be good at what you're good at. He was like, come on, man, everybody do this. He said, you ever went to the grocery store? He was like, how many brands of bread do you see?
Right.
He said, they don't stop them from making it.
Right.
Bruh, it's bread's galore up there.
2 different ingredients and you got a whole new product.
One say I'm honey wheat, whatever. The other one say I'm Warner or whatever. Best choice.
Free.
Come on, brother. I sell bread. That's what I do. 20 other people in the market. Niche. Straight up.
Right.
Straight up.
There's always room for you to fit in. You just got to believe in yourself first.
That's a fact.
You ain't going to have that much success at first, but as long as you got the gumption to go through with it, you know what I'm saying, you'll start getting the looks later on if you stay to it.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know if that ties to lifestyle choices, but we didn't even touch on hobbies, I feel like.
We touched on a little bit of hobbies.
Yeah, we talk about what our hobbies are.
I'm going to tell you, I like to shoot guns as well.
Okay, straight up.
I like to shoot guns. I'm a gun advocate.
I was really
I like to fish. I like to ride motorcycles. I like fast cars.
There you go.
I love all that stuff.
Is that your bike?
Around that type of stuff. Yes.
I knew it was.
Yes, it is.
I knew it was.
I like that type of stuff. When I can find time to do it and indulge, I like to. What I've seemed to find harder now is finding guys my age to do the shit with. Mm-hmm. Most of the time, I'm alone going to do whatever, or I take my son. Mm-hmm. Outside of my son, it's like I'm with my wife, and I don't really have that guy camaraderie to break loose and really talk how you want to talk, have men talk while we out doing our hobby stuff.
Have you noticed the older we get as men, the less you like being around men? Like, if we be honest, bro, if it ain't your man's
yoked,
bruh,
like, if a man ain't as mature as you are, you just be like, God damn,
why'd I bring him here?
Right. You embarrassing me. You embarrassing me.
Oh, I gotta get a new spot now.
Right. This is my regular kick. They don't think I'm goofy because I'm with you. They don't think I'm goofy because I'm with you.
I'm about to answer for this. That's a fact, bro. I hate it, bro.
So yeah, being selective with, you know, who you form an association with and who you spend your time with.
It's part of lifestyle.
Is it
be honest with you?
Yeah, when you change your lifestyle.
What is it? Avoiding bitch niggas is part of a lifestyle.
Right.
You know,
brother. That's
every day.
That's a fact.
Right.
We already had an episode of
on bitch niggas.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish I could have been here for that, man.
We might revisit.
I think I got a notebook, man.
We can remake a part 2.
Well, that's what after the episode's for.
Okay, got you. Yeah. I got you. Okay. But no, it's dope. Yeah.
I mean, I would say writing is part of my hobbies, but then I turned that hobbies into a career, so I can't really call it a hobby.
But
anymore.
it still exists as a hobby,
yeah.
bro.
It's there.
Enjoyment.
It's there.
Do you enjoy it without the paycheck?
Yes, most definitely.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
I do a lot of writing without ever thinking that it's ever going to become a picture.
Yeah.
So I'm up to
That's a hobby, man.
12 or 15, I'm up to 15 screenplays I've written.
There you go.
Yeah, feature-length films.
That's dope.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a passion. That's a hobby, a passion. Yeah, that's dope.
So
yeah, that's super dope.
See what happens with that.
Bro, yeah. See, it's fucking superhero, man. It's writing
hobbies.
Well, it might be 16 if you keep talking. But
not terrible, man. It's literally. I know. Go ahead, hey man. Just give me something off the top, bro. Give me a point or two off the top, man. That's all I ask. Take anything that comes out of my mouth. Just let me get a little something, man, bro. Hey, bro, I'm a cheap hoe, bro. I don't need much. Niggas just want to cheat you, man. You just want me to be free? Like, come on, bro. A little cake, man. I just want you to just free. Give it up for me.
Oh man. We'll go ahead and cut it off there, guys. That's another episode of Real Talk with Real Men. I got Kyle Stanley. I got Jay Hatch, James Humphrey. We'll see you guys next week.
Dope.
So about this episode, man, about this comic thing, man.
No, seriously.
Because I wrote a comic story myself, but it's nowhere near where yours at.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, bro, Junior. It was right after his 5th birthday.
Yeah.
Junior being Junior. We were talking, and like I said, bro, he's been talking since he was 2. Like probably talking conversationally since he's been like 3 and a half. You know, when he used to cut with me, when I take it with me to go cut, him and Leak, it would just conversation on and on and on, and Leak could get pissed. And so because Leak's more like his mom's, he's really not, and he'll talk, but he's not as much of a like me and Junior. And so I can't remember what we was listening to, probably like the new Kendrick at the time or whatever, something. And so we were talking, and he was like, "Why do you always put on a different version for us instead of a different version, you know, when you listen to it?" He was like, "I can tell them songs is different." And I was like, "Well, bro, you don't need to hear everything, you know, that they're saying right now."
My version.
And so he was like, "Why is it something?" And this is how the idea came. He's like, "Why is it something different in me, you know, than it's in you? Is that why I can't listen to it?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so, bro, exactly. I was like, "Yeah, it is." And so I'm rolling. I said, "Fuck." And that's how my brain worked. I'm like, it is something different in him. I put the good shit in him. Like I got rid of the good shit. Boom, come the idea. Like, so essentially, like I said, the concept was the dad had a power at first, had his son. Once he had his son, he lost his power. Whenever he comes to his son, whenever they're together, his powers come back. But so his son acts like a conductor. But obviously he creates his own power in himself because he has the power. So he holds it. He just kind of acts as a conductor back to his father. So but the dad is a superhero because he's the man. Obviously the child is the son. So he never notices because he retired from the whole crime fighting, concept. But obviously he's still a hero. Villains still want him, but he's always with his family. It wasn't until they would separate him, he would turn into this regular guy again. Like this ain't the guy. Like he's not. So.
God damn, I want to see this shit.
It's in my head. It looked dope in my head. In my head, it was super dope.
And I'm like, God damn, so when is this coming out? Like, I'm looking for this on Netflix.
There you go.
And that's probably where I hurt myself. Like, it'll be things. And see, I don't have that. Like, and don't get me wrong, I got good homies, you feel me? But to your point about like-minded people, when you don't have the right pawns to throw the concepts into, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It just kind of dies in you. Not dies, but it just lays dormant in you.
Yeah,
you know what
dormant.
I'm saying?
You become around the people.
Dope, and here we are. And you see it came up. See how quick it came up? Like, because it's in there, but you don't have to why you can tell. You talking to certain cats that want to talk about the game or some shit like that.
Well,
the idea ain't working.
They say.
The idea ain't working. So I was just like, oh yeah, man, he is killing out there on it. Yeah. I just go into that
chime
shit.
On in.
Let me get another beer, man.
Just to pass time.
Just to pass the time, bro. Yeah. But that's why Junior's such a blessing. He really is like my conductor of power, bro. Because I can sit and talk to that boy for hours.
Yeah.
He put me up on anime. I'm learning anime. You know what I'm saying? Bro, he hip, bro. He be kicking to me because I put him on Dragon Ball Z, but he know all the new shit. So I'll talk Dragon Ball with him, but all the new shit he way doper.
Right.
Like they be speaking in Japanese. He like know what he's saying. Well, he don't speak that. Right. Well, he seems to know it.
Enough sucks.
He seems to know it, man. And I'm like, okay.
So,
bro, he dope. So yeah, man. No, I love all my boys, but he definitely, bro, probably one of the best things I ever did. Yeah. That's a fact. I mean that. So,
yeah. How the young is the twins?
They good. They got a birthday in 20 days, bro. They'll be 4 on the 22nd, bro.
Ooh. Jesus, this shit goes fast.
Jeremiah and Ishmael, bro. They'll be 4.
Fast.
I was just on FaceTime with them pulling up here. Like when I got back to the parking lot. Yeah.
Okay.
So what are they into?
They in Texas with their mom.
So I say what are they into? Like
Right. Well, I'm just saying I don't get to see them as much. Jeremiah is my talker and my builder. Ishmael is my violent one. Well, he's more the strong silent. I won't say he's violent because he's actually pretty chill, but he don't take no shit.
Get provoked.
He don't take no shit, bro. And he's thick. Like he's thick. I got a picture. I'll show you a picture of him too. But so and he's thick, and so he's really like if you try to tell him not to, he ain't having that. He's not having that, and he don't cry. He don't see Jeremiah like me. He the sensitive one. I tell her name but I tell her all the time that Ishmael has more her personality because she's real like I don't care. Yeah. I'm not doing it. It's like he's like that. Jeremiah's one like don't. I'm like, bro, calm down. Very vocal, very vocal.
Son as well.
Very vocal. Yeah, Ishmael don't have none of that for you. Like he really cries. He cries if you take food from him because he's the thicker one. So
he a murder.
It could be or a boxer. I say all the time, man. If he don't start talking like more about 6. Putting him in boxing for like he gotta be tight.
Get that aggression out,
brother. Either you about to be a world champion,
something on your mind.
You either gonna be a world champion or in prison, brother. So we gotta. Right. I know what this is at 6, brother. At 6, and you still not talking.
The new Mike Tyson over here.
And you see how he went. You see how they gotta redirect it. And I don't know an Italian old man that'll save my baby like this. So I have to,
Right, do what you can.
But no, they doing good, man. Getting big, just getting big, man. All of them, everybody getting big.
Yeah. Right.
Malik, he'll be a freshman.
Oh, damn.
Congrats.
Bro, it's crazy.
Congrats, bro.
It's crazy. So,
yes.
Yeah, that's it for me. How's married life? You married too?
Love.
Nah, divorce.
Divorce.
Lovely, man.
Real good.
These motherfuckers.
How long was your marriage? How long did you last? Mine was 6 years, man.
Oh, man, you a hero. See, again, James, it don't take me all that, brother. Hey, a year and a half, brother, I said I don't know if I like coming here. No, but man, I hate that she won't be home. No, right, but honestly, but listen, as much as I joke, I say this all day. That was my fault.
Oh, it 100% me. Yeah.
It was my fault. Now I ain't going 100. Now you're a good man.
No, you're a good man.
I ain't gonna go, but I will go 70. It was.
I'll go 70. I'll give her 30.
I mean, she still used to do some things, man. Right. I felt like weren't fair, Right. And, but then but I definitely would say 70 for sure. Just off
had you here last week, man. We did marriage last week.
Oh shit, man! I got a million things on that. Because every woman I've dated since every woman I've, how can I say this?
Have relationships with.
I'll say this. I don't want to say that because listen, because Junior Malik's mom, wonderful girl. Like I said, that was my fault. The twins' mother, sweetheart, she was wonderful in our own right. We had different things. I think at some point we just knew we weren't supposed to be together. Yeah. But we kept trying to make it be, and it just wasn't. Me and Michelle worked. Yeah. Like, edit that out, please. But me and her worked. Me and the boy's mom worked, and so that was me. Yeah. Bro, I was staying out till 5 a.m. Yeah. You know where I was working at first. So free time. Yeah. Felt like my pocket. You know what I'm saying? We here. You know what I'm saying? It don't take much money to be up. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like I'm the man. You can't tell me nothing. Man. Got a house in my early 20s. If I don't want to come home till the sun, I won't. You sound crazy. You sound like an idiot, bro.
That ego was leading the way.
Oh my God, I sound like an idiot, bro. And she put up with so much goofy shit. And so, and then, like I said, the twins' mom, we were all right. I think it just got to a point we just weren't supposed to be together. We just are so different personality-wise. And then every person I dated after the twins' mom, brother, just that's when you really mature and learn. Like, I mean, just where, and again, they're dope people in their own rights, but we just weren't fits. Yeah. Like every relationship, we just weren't. It just wasn't. You never know how dope you got it with a woman when you meet a woman who really just tries to tear you down as a human being. Oh, bro. Yeah. like the one I came over with when, brother, we would sit at the crib some days, bro, and she was like, man, I always get them when they ain't shit. I'm like, ain't shit. Damn. In my crib? Ain't shit. In my crib?
Right, like what?
It ain't like I can see if we were staying at a Motel 6 right now and I was putting it together. But yeah, no, and of course that would always be out of anger. But I never
side talking bullshit,
bro. It would be.
You don't say words that hurt like that.
Like then, and it just got so bad, bro. Yeah. And it would always make me look back. I never had that. Yeah. With Junior and Lee. Never had that. That was never a thing, bro. When she at work, she mad at me. She wouldn't talk to me. Yeah. But I took all that for granted. Yeah. Took all that for granted, and so for sure. So it's just I joke when I say you got out of there, but I do joke, but still, like, don't get me wrong, like single works. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It works. But then I see marriages like you got. Yeah. And I don't know the intricacies, but I feel like I know you well enough as a man, and I feel like I met your wife enough that I put you on the same pedestal as I put like my man Prince and his wife's setup, bro. Like that is like an iconic marriage to me, and you got that to me. And I look at that and I be like, see. So then I look at you and P, and I'm like, I'm nothing like them kind of guys. Like they're just better guys. So then I start thinking, God ain't blessed me with it because it's something I don't have that. Whatever.
If a married man is hanging out with a bunch of single guys, he will be single. He will turn single.
You think so?
Absolutely.
It depends on the guy.
Nah, fuck that. Absolutely. You become the people you hang out with,
bro.
You become the people you hang out with.
Master your own decisions. You can have a lot of influence. Yes. But I grew up watching all the wrong shit. Yes. This is why I say this. I took all the wrong examples and made good out of it.
That's right.
Yeah. So instead of becoming bullshit, I tried to do the opposite.
Yeah, but then you wasn't hanging around bullshit though.
I was.
You were hanging out around a bunch of other single guys not doing shit.
A lot of single guys not doing shit. A lot of hustlers. A lot of drug dealers. A lot of shit.
The gym over here.
Right. That's where it started.
I took my share. I got my fill. You know what I'm saying? I ate at the plate with everybody.
Sure.
I hustled with these cats. I sold drugs with these motherfuckers. We was players, you know what I'm saying, in our young 20s with these motherfuckers. At some point in time, we just wanted to go out to Lawrence and have fights all the time. I was a knucklehead that just wanted to fight and throw my life away at a point in time. I experienced a lot of shit, but it's spending the appropriate time. At every level that you visit, realize when it's no longer serving you and you need to elevate or find another lane because it's not suited. I spent my time everywhere and I gather the information. I call it the resources. I think of it as like a Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad type of thing. Visit places for the experience and what you can gain as far as mental capacity, what you can gain intellectually from it.
See, Ken, first of all, you know what? I was out.
His name's Kyle.
Kyle.
My dog just hit the feds on
that. No, but you know what? I was leaning towards what Kyle was saying when you said the whole if you're around a whole bunch of single dudes and everything. I was like, well, I don't know, and I wanted to hear you out. I don't lie. I agree with my man's here because
Go ahead.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because one thing I've known about you over the years is you're like an Ellsworth Bumpy Johnson. Of course, you can hang around niggas who are single and ain't doing shit because you the nigga who leading.
Yeah.
At any time, Ellsworth could be like, yeah, I'm done with dope. They gonna keep selling dope. They're gonna keep selling dope. They're dope dealers.
Right.
Ellsworth now, he run 52 businesses in Harlem. He's like, bro, I'm legit. Y'all need to quit. They'll never quit. So yes, I can see you hanging with a group of single guys and never do nothing because that's just how you're built. To your point, I think it's just how, if you are that way, if you're not. Like, if you know you're going to be a cheater, you're a cheater until you grow out of being a cheater.
Yeah.
Once you're not a cheater, you're not going to be a cheater. Like, it's just, it literally, and one thing I know about both of you gentlemen is that you have your own, you've always been a trailblazer.
Oh, yeah.
You've always went your way. I've ever met you, always been the guy that always has the answer. I've never seen you frazzle. Now, I'm sure you've been frazzled before, never seen it. Yeah. I could see us going down the road, 10 bricks in the trunk. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm running. You're like, man, blowing tree in the car.
Yeah. Now I want to take credit for that.
Put that out. Roll the windows down. It's cool.
I've been down this
Relax, y'all. We gonna talk. We just gonna talk. It's a conversation.
I actually know this
I can see you. So when you have those personalities, because I put nothing on my partners. Anything that I've done that was stupid in the past, it was on me. Yeah. I knew what I was doing. Yeah. Because I know plenty of times, to your point, ripping and running, going places to go throw them or something. Yeah. I know plenty of times I've turned my car around too. Yeah. I've always been in charge of that. Yeah. Now, I do agree that guys, because I do know friends that are married that I know are followers. I would never take them out with me when I was single. Because I know he gonna fuck up. Yeah. And I like his wife. I like they setup, so I would never take him with me. Right. Why don't you invite me?
Lead somebody into that temptation.
I can't do that.
Knowing they can't handle it.
Because you can't handle it.
It's a lot of power.
Absolutely. You know dope head guys. You know what I'm saying? I say that just with drugs being the
if I know this is a weakness for you, I'm not gonna bring this liquor around. Like,
but then too, I just know weak-minded people. Yeah. Like, it is not about the thing being a weakness. I just know weak-minded people. I know if I put weed on here, you smoking it. I put coke on the table, you snorting it. Yeah. If I put too many jelly donuts on here, you're gonna eat them all. You just don't have control. Yes. I know people who just don't have control.
Yes, very much so.
And I usually am very careful, and some of these are my partners. I'm very careful what I incorporate. Like, to your point about drinking. You have to be. I like drinking. There's certain cats I won't drink with. Because I know you're just gonna leave and get another bottle. Yeah. We're supposed to have 2 drinks at the crib. We get out of here, get ready for work in the morning. Yeah. Now I'm calling you at 4, like, hey, what's up? We good? We about to do the workout? But I'm still like, why did I let him drink? Right. Why did I invite him? You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So.
Gotta be real about what you know.
That's a fact.
Motherfuckers like to ignore the facts that you've already been presented.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? The red flags that you might have noticed, you got to start believing that shit and acting on that shit.
Have y'all did it? Because you fucking right as shit. Have y'all done one yet about evil women and how they're like this next episode on Ricky Lake, like evil women and how they're destroying? I'm joking. But to your point about red flags and signs,